Hey guys, movie fan 356 here, coming at you today with another movie to review. And the movie I'm reviewing today, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And it's the sequel of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, came out in 2011, but this time it's directed by Matt Reeves, starring Jason Clarke, Kerry Russell, Gary Oldman, and Andy Serkis returning. Uh, where do I fucking start with this film? Seriously. I loved Rise so much. Rise was a huge surprise. I didn't think I was going to like it because I'm not a big Planet of the Apes fan. I like the original one. Some of the sequels are okay. Tim Burton remake, fuck that piece of shit. But anyway, people were coming out saying this is the Dark Knight of the Apes movies. It's the Empire Strikes Back of the Apes movies. And the fact that it was even being compared to those two made me more pumped up to see it because the trailers looked awesome. I loved Rise. I was going to go see this movie anyway, but those reviews and those comments about it just made me go like, holy fuck, I need to see this now. And they're not wrong. It is The Empire Strikes Back. It is the Dark Knight of the Apes movies. And I'm going to try not to ramble too much here. Basically, the storyline is it's set about 10 years after Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And, Caesar has built a home for his people, and the human population is, like, pretty much gone. There's only a small colony of humans left, at least from what we see in this film. They're trying to contact other parts of the country, other parts of the world, to see if there are other humans out there. But, anyway, they both want the same thing. Caesar wants his people to live in peace. The humans want to live in peace, but they also just want to live. And there's so many twists and turns in this film. The trailers look phenomenal, but the trailers does not give hardly anything away. This movie has so many twists and turns. You think it's going to go one way, and it goes another way. First off, the storyline is fantastic. Like I said, these people just want peace, and through a series of events, a war starts. And, so yeah, because humans and apes are going to have differences in this franchise. And you know how the original movies was about the humans? This series is about Caesar. Caesar is the main character we're going to be following, and thank God for that. Thank God they got Andy Serkis to come back, and I'll get to that in a minute. But holy fuck. The acting is great. The action is phenomenal. The cast is wonderful. It's got a lot of heart to it. There's a lot more emotional scenes than I thought there was going to be. I'm not going to lie, I teared up a little bit. It's everything you want, not only in a summer blockbuster, but in a film in general. It's a really, really incredible film. It's got, like I said, it's got heart, great action, great story, great cast, great acting. Special effects. I cannot stress this enough in this film. Because in the first one, you're like, okay, I can buy. These are apes. These are real apes. And you can buy that this could actually happen. But in this one, holy shit, it upgraded to, I don't know what version they upgraded their software in this one, but holy fuck. Andy Serkis as Caesar, this has got to be his best performance yet. And that guy's a really good actor, like, not just in motion capture. We all know he's a god when it comes to mocap. But he's like a good actor when he's just himself in movies. And this is, out of all of the things he's done, this has got to be his best performance. I'm hoping he gets recognized by the Academy this year. I doubt it, but I'm so hoping he at least gets recognized and at least gets a nomination. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the Oscars or anything like that. We're here to talk about the movie Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And like I said, a lot of twists and turns, and you really don't know who to root for. Because you can sympathize with the humans and you can sympathize with the apes. And yeah, I can't say too much about this movie without spoiling it, but I am going to give it a grade in a minute here. Then I'm going to talk about some spoilers. Highly recommend Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. It's just an all-around phenomenal film. It really is. I already mentioned everything that was great about it. I really have no negatives about this film. That having been said, I'm going to give this film, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, an A+. I gave The Rise of the Planet of the Apes just a solid A, because I loved it. It was a huge surprise, but I felt like something was missing from that film. But it wasn't that big of a deal. I still love it. I still watch it all the time. A+, though. They really upped the ante on this bad boy. Yeah, so I'm going to give it an A+. Now we're going to talk about a couple spoilers. And yeah, so if you have not seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, this is your spoiler alert because we are talking spoilers now. So in the trailer, you get the impression that Gary Oldman's character is going to be like the villain of the film, and it's not. He is. I mean, the true villain in this film, at least the way I see it, is Koba. You guys remember Koba from the first Planet of the Apes? He was the one that was being tested on with the new virus, and yeah, and Caesar and all the apes free him, and he joins Caesar's crew. But this one, he's the true villain. Him and Caesar just do not see eye to eye in this film at all. And, oh look, Morgan's joining me. Does Morgan have anything to say?
About what?
About Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Go see it, bomb-ass movie.
Go see it, bomb-ass movie. And that's really out of focus. Okay, back to my review of it now. We're in the spoiler section now. And yeah, it's not Gary Oldman as the villain, like the trailers kind of gave that impression. And it's really an emotional movie. There's a lot of more emotional scenes in this film than I thought there was going to be.
I cried.
Yeah, she cried about 15 times. I teared up about 4 or 5, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah. Excuse me. It's just, go see Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I mean, okay, there's a part where it kind of got to me the most when Koba comes back from getting some weapons from the human colony, and he looks Caesar dead in the eye. No one else sees this, but he looks Caesar in the eye, and he shoots him. He shoots fucking Caesar! And I was kind of looking at other people's reactions when that happens, because I was blown away, so I'm like, holy fuck. So I'm looking at people around me for a second. I just glanced over. People were shocked. They thought Caesar was dead. But I'm like, no, because there's this scene and this scene and this scene that didn't happen yet. And those seemed like pretty crucial scenes that they wouldn't take out of the movie. And so no, Caesar didn't die. He came close, but he didn't die. Jason Clarke's character is great in this film. Gary Oldman, I'll watch Gary Oldman in anything. Gary Oldman's just the best. Kerry Russell, I actually didn't mind this film. I thought she's going to be like, oh, it's going to be that lead female character. She's just kind of going to be there to be some hot chick there. She's not. She actually has something to do in this, and she was good at it. So, props to you, Kerry Russell. I mean, the action is intense. There's a war that breaks out because the war starts breaking out, and you're like, holy shit, this is going to be like the climax of the film. This is going to be the San Francisco bridge scene from The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where it's just going to be that. It's going to have a happy ending, or somewhat of a happy ending, and then it's going to be over. No, that war goes on for at least 45 minutes to an hour, and it doesn't even really have a happy ending. If you guys seen the movie, we're in the spoiler section, so you guys would know. And if you haven't seen, you're just watching the spoiler section, sorry, but you're in the spoiler section. But anyway, it ends when military men are starting to come up and shit, and Caesar's trying to decide what to do next. And I really think the next one should be called War of the Planet of the Apes, unless it's gonna do another 10-year time gap in between. It's just gonna show little tidbits of the war, kind of like they did in the first movie with this movie, with the simian flu from the last one. So that's the way I think it could go. And, I mean, anything else you want to add to this?
Babies.
Baby. Yeah, Caesar has 2 sons. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't even mention that. Caesar has a family of his own. He's married to Cornelia. From the first movie, she kind of had a brief appearance. She wasn't in the first one much. But they're married. He has a teenage son who is a typical teenage kid. I mean, he doesn't want to listen to his father. He's like, whatever, Dad. You don't know nothing. You know nothing. You may be the mighty Caesar, but I don't give a shit what you have to say, kind of kid. Which I admired that. They made these apes very human-like. And, I mean...
Sure liked Koba.
I mean, with the simian, virus or whatever, we all knew they were going to be like humans anyway. But still, I mean, I was surprised at how human these apes actually were. You forget that you're watching actors in mocap costumes with CGI. You think they're actual apes in this one, which you did in the first one too, but this one just ups it more. Um, yeah, he's got a teenage kid and he's got a newborn baby, and
it was so cute.
yeah, um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. It's a really really good film. Oh, I gotta mention when he goes back to James Franco's house because at first I'm like, okay, James Franco's not gonna be in this one. When they first announced he wasn't gonna be in this one, I'm like, that's kind of weird. He was a big important part of Caesar's life. He should at least pop up. But while watching the movie, it does make sense why he's not there, and you really don't really need him to be there. There's not really a spot for James Franco in this film, honestly. Um, but there is a scene where Caesar goes back to James Franco's house, and he goes up in his old room, and you see his window, and you remember, like, oh, that's where Caesar grew up. He finds a video camera, he hits play, and it's archive footage from James Franco teaching Caesar how to sign and stuff like that, and very, very emotional. That's one of the 4 or 5 scenes that I kind of teared up in a little bit. I mean, you guys seen that part in the trailer. Um, so that's like I said. I give this movie a high A+. Go check it out. Get off your ass. Go see it. Um, yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Maurice gets shot.
Maurice gets shot. That's her favorite ape out of the whole group. She likes Maurice, the big, huge orangutan. Yeah, that's her favorite. She's like, Maurice, Maurice, Maurice. Pfft, Maurice got shot. I mean, she was like all into this film.
Oh, sad.
And this is the greatest thing about this film, guys. She did not really care for Planet of the Apes movies in general. She kind of liked Rise, right?
Yeah, I did I liked a little bit of. The only reason why I really wanted to even see it was because James Franco.
Yeah, James Franco was in it, and so she kind of liked Rise, and she kept, because I said, Morgan, we have to go see Apes on Horses. We have to go see Apes on, like, I was bugging her for the last, I don't know how long, to go see it, and she's like, you're gonna drag me to this movie, and sure enough, she was fucking into this film, and we come out of the theater, I said, did you like it? She's like, yeah, and it actually made me appreciate Rise of the Planet of the Apes a lot more than I did. And I think that's the best thing about this film, honestly. It's go see it. That's all I can say for today. I think I talked enough about this movie. I think I'm on like 12 minutes now or something, just reviewing this film. So that's all I can say for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.